tifu by being tricked by a straight guy into dating him, by user economy _leak 123. So to start things off. I'm gay, I live in a small town in the middle of nowhere USA. I'm a male 18. I wasn't ever really bullied for being gay. Unless it was online, everyone was cool with it except the super conservative families in town. Of course I've heard my fair share of names and threats, but I shrug them off. It's normal to me. There's this group of boys, who are like the super bro dude straight guy group of the school. They act more gay than I do but still call me names etc. In this group there's this guy I'll call Skyla. Skyla is my age, looks like a puppy dog, and was very sweet to me always, but always presented as straight. Which is why I was shocked when he asked me out this summer. I mean, I'm not ugly or anything. I just didn't expect this super dude bro jock to ask me out. Our first date was amazing. I mean, it was on the 4th of July at our state fair. We got corn dogs, played games, and he kissed me on the Ferris wheel. After a few dates we had gotten a lot closer. We never had sex though, he wanted to wait and I respected that. My ex-boyfriend's birthday was on October 20th. He had this huge party and invited everyone, and of course I wasn't shocked when he invited me. This is where I was stupid, I was head over heels for this guy. I was like stupid in love with him. I mean, I'd get giddy every single time I saw him, and I'd get butterflies in my chest whenever he touched me, even after 3 months. I was in love with him. I think part of me still is, which is why I'm heartbroken writing this. I bought my boyfriend Skyla this beautiful pendant and chain. It was a 18-karat gold with a diamond. Very expensive, cost me 2 years of working part-time at McDonald's. I was very excited to give this to him. At his party he brushed me off the entire time. I gave him his gift in a letter that I wrote from the bottom of my heart. I thought we were forever. Turns out it was all a lie. He started getting giggly with his friends reading the letter, and when he finished he was crying laughing. That's when he started explaining that it was all a dare and that he only went out with the town F-slur to win a bet. He thanked me for the necklace and went on with his party. I've stayed home for several days now. I'm heartbroken and just devastated. I thought this boy was the absolute love of my life. Turns out all of his friends was in on everything. To the text messages and the letters we would write each other. We were on the down low because he said he wasn't ready to tell his family he was bisexual. This was already a red flag I ignored because his mom is bisexual, and would have been completely fine with it. But this entire time he tricked me. He broke my heart into pieces and I can't help but scream into my pillow. I want to hurt him the way I hurt. I want to hear him scream the gut-wrenching screams I scream late at night when the earth is quiet into my pillow so my family can't hear me. I can't go back to school, I am already the laughing stock on social media. I'm thinking of switching schools and going to live with my aunt. I was blinded by love and hurt. Edit, I'll update everyone on what happens next. I'm gonna tell his mom and try to get my necklace back. Thanks for the support everyone. Edit 2, sorry guys, mods locked the post because of the comments that violated rules. If you wanna post a comment, check out my account and post a comment on my latest post, Heavy Black Heart. TLDR, ignored red flags of guy who asked me out, dated for 3 months, buy him expensive necklace, he says it was a dare. TIFU by expecting my family to pay for my birthday dinner, by user commercial _low 1383. Yesterday I turned 18 years old. For the past 6 years, like clockwork, every day on my birthday we'd go to the same place for dinner and I'd always get the same thing. For those who are a bit confused, I have extreme OCD and high-functioning autism. Which means I'm very well regulated and like things to stay the same way that they always have been. Back to the story. Every year on my birthday we go to Applebee's. The first thing I would get is the steak and shrimp parmesan with a side of loaded mashed potatoes, and cheesy steamed broccoli. Hate me or not, with a side of mozzarella sticks. In total it's around $30, a bit expensive I know. I couldn't really tell something was off until a bit later because when me, my mother, my stepfather, and my older brother sat down, they didn't really say anything. I was confused at first and started tapping my fingers on one another like I always do. The conversation went a little bit like this. Not an exact replica. Mother, well. I was rather confused. Well. Mother, aren't you gonna call the waiter over? This gave me extreme anxiety. I have extreme issues with speaking with people and I tend to stutter and get very scared, if that's the right word. I asked her if she could do it and she does it in a huff. My dad and brother staring nonchalantly. As she calls the waiter over, the alarm bells are ringing in my head. This is never how it went before. As the waiter gets to the table, he asks everyone what they want and everyone's orders. As he gets to me, my mother stops him and tells him separate bill. This is when my heart began beating very fast. I don't know a job, all the money I get is from our neighbors raking leaves. I just kinda freeze. I don't really say anything and I get a really bad stomach ache from the anxiety. This is where I am conflicted on whether I'm the asshole or not. My mother would explain at the table that now that I am 18 I should be able to pay for my own things. I was already feeling nauseous from the situation, so I just said I don't have the money. My mom kinda huffs and shoos the waiter away. This soured the dinner party. However, my mom also paid for my 23-year-old brother. My family were calling me an entitled little a-hole the whole ride home. When I got home I just ran to my room and cried. They've been ignoring me the whole day. I may be bad at social cues, but my family has never acted like this before, I mean never. They've been treating me horrible the whole day. I feel very angry and upset at my family. If I would have been warned I would have saved my raking money. I also don't mean this to be a validation post. I have all the information you have. I'm just very confused and I'm terrible with social cues. Aspergers, am I right? My family gets a little tight on money. I guess I really should have asked before. I assumed they were gonna pay it for me. But I missed out on my birthday dinner because I wasn't mature enough to bring my own money. I'm just gonna rake leaves for a couple weeks to order it from takeout. Edit 1. Before you start like attacking my family, this could totally just be me missing some social cue or something. I'm very terrible at picking up hints. Edit 2. I understand what my parents was horrible. But I can't claim I didn't do anything wrong when there was nothing wrong beforehand. I've cried about it and tried speaking with them, but they don't want to talk to me. I don't know what I did. For everyone concerned about me, I am fine. Thank everyone for the birthday wishes. Edit 3. Also everyone, I'm high-functioning autistic, it's a bit difficult to pick up on social cues, and besides the anxiety I'm fine. I'm gonna have a sit-down with my parents tomorrow and talk things over. This post kinda painted them as monsters, but I was a very tough kid. Everyone's saying to leave and call the state, etc. A psychologist deemed me perfectly capable of being independent if I could work on my anxiety. My parents have been loving, but I could be a troublemaker sometimes. Last post edit. I also don't want to do a 12 update thing. So when I figure out what's going on and if I get answers, I'll post it on a mini post on my own account. No need to flood r/tifu. TLDR, family brings me to traditional birthday dinner, expects me to pay for my own food not knowing I don't have any money. TIFU, I didn't notice they were gay, by user rough_cellist_5772. Edit. English isn't my main language, and if you don't want a headache, just read TDLR. I work in a hotel and every other day you or one of the guest makes a mistake. One of them is, that they book a suite with one bed and one sofa bed, but don't write down, that we should make both. I was called, questioned, and huffed on because of that. Today, 2 men checked in and my first thought was, we only made on bed. Did they write down, that they need two? Because one of them looked like a businessman. They often book a suite and share it with someone else, but sleep on separate beds. I asked him, we only made one bed, is it okay? Do you need a second bed? Should I make it now? Is it really okay? Even though he said, it was fine on the first question. But my brain didn't make the connection, that they were gay, until I asked him every question and he was blushing. I was mortified and tried to play it cool. I don't even know, if I should apologize or not because he looked uncomfortable. Next time I won't make the mistake, but that was embarrassing. TLDR, embarrassed a guest with my question, because they were 2 men. Didn't get it, until the end, that they were gay and don't need a second bed. TIFU, by not knowing how to say no, by user chance guarantee 7801. For a little background, I am 18, am bi and I'm just figuring out my sexuality. It's been hard to do so because I live in a very religious country and every not straight person is frowned upon. I came out a month ago to one of my friends, M18, as bi. He was the only person I told because before I told him, he told me he was bi and I felt like I could tell him about my sexuality. He was very understanding and I really like him as a friend. After I told him I was bi, he became one of my closest friends. A week ago he told me he liked me and wanted to have a relationship with me. I freaked out. I didn't know what to do, so I said that I liked him too. Now I don't know what to do because he keeps on making plans and I don't know how to say no now. I just keep making excuses and hoping he stops liking me. Today he messaged me asking if I wanted to talk to him on lunch break and I just ignored his messages. Any advice is appreciated. TL, I didn't know how to tell a friend that I didn't like him in a romantic way and now I'm f***ed. Edit, thanks to all of you who wrote in, I'm gonna tell him I'm not ready for a relationship yet, I'll update you guys how it goes. TIFU by committing a war crime in class, emptying the classroom and destroying the school bathroom, by user Chased. Okay, so not today, but yesterday, so it's still fresh. On Halloween I ate a lot of junk, plus ingested alcohol and had Mexican after, so there was already a perfect storm brewing. The next day, by second period I was already feeling my insides contort again and my stomach was making noises that were audible to my classmates nearby. During third period I just had this sudden, uncontrollable urge that couldn't wait any longer. I just bolted out of my chair and ran to the door while being pretty much propelled by my farts. By the time I left the dude sitting next to me was already retching, I assume. What happened to the bathroom can only be described as a war crime. I'm pretty sure they'll needed a hazmat crew to clean it up before it becomes habitable again. It was for real worse than any use of chemical weapons in World War II. It was the kind of turd you don't even bother trying to flush, because by the time I was done I couldn't see the water anymore. Anyway, that restroom was out of order for the day because even the people passing in front of it were complaining the smell. Also when I came back to class I found out that everyone had to leave the classroom my fart, so class was basically over. What I do now when I have to come back to this class? Probably going to try to sit quietly alone and ignore everyone. TLDR ate a lot of junk on Halloween, gassed out my classmates, destroyed a bathroom and don't know how to face them again today.